Hey, good evening, guys. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy. Been a long day. Started out at 4 o'clock this morning. Headed out took my dad out to Azle, dropped him off, and went to the Cowtown Hamfest. The Cowtown Ham Radio Club, Fort Worth. Thanks, y'all put on a great ham fest. This is my second year attending. Had a great time out there. Guys, I want to give a few shout outs here from people I met out there today. I always like to run into my listeners, and some of y'all I can't remember names. I didn't write them down. I apologize, but I do remember Jay Sanford and his wife. It's great to meet y'all. I talked to 2 or 3 others. I apologize. I'm horrible with names, so until I get them wrote down, I apologize. But anytime y'all see me, please flag me down and stop me. I'm sure glad to talk to any of you. I really enjoy getting to interact with you. Got some YouTubers I want to talk about. I got to meet out there today. W5ITR, Robert, Digital Rancher. I met Robert out there last year, got a super good channel and a super nice guy. Also had the opportunity to meet Tank Radio, Frank. I met Ham Radio 2.0, Jason out there today. Really nice to meet those guys. Good ham radio YouTubers, so y'all be sure to check their channels out. Also like to give a shout out to this side of the radio, K5QBF and K5YVY Amateur Radio. Y'all check their channels out. Some really good guys, and it's nice to meet all y'all out there. I enjoy getting to talk to people. Had a good time out there. Picked up some odds and ends, and it's always fun to look at what, like me and OHKV have always talked about, look at the junk, and we mean that with a term of endearment. We're not running anybody's stuff down. Well, guys, I'm going to talk about something tonight that I don't know if I step on any toes or not. I don't mean to. But our hobby is slipping a little bit. Even though with the changing of the license back in 06, 07, and the input of, seem like we get a big bunch of new operators on there. Chris Howell sent me a link to a report, and I'm not going to read that report verbatim. I kind of drawing my own conclusions out of it. Chris, I appreciate it. And but there is some data that they had compiled that I believe is right on the amount of licensees we've lost in the last 3 years. So I'm gonna go over this with y'all. December 2021, there was 779,554 ham radio operators in the U.S. December 2022, there was 769,156. And December of 23, 754,534, with a change of 25,020 lost. Now that's 3.2% change. Now, if you break it down by license, and bear in mind they're still carrying novice and advanced on here because there's guys that still have the novice advanced license. You know, as long as they're renewing them, they don't have to turn them in. Novice in 2021 was 6,850, and in 2023, 5,862. Advanced was 36,128 in 2021, and in 2023, 32,364. They think that a lot of those guys went silent key, and that's very possible. But here's a big loss, and this is the loss we really need to be worried about. Technicians. In December 2021, 396,232 technician licenses. At the end of December 2023, 374,440, with a loss of 21,792. Now, before you say everybody, well, they probably upgraded to generals. There's only a change in the general class licenses of 745 and a change in extra 779. So we're losing ground here, people. And I don't know what it's going to take to straighten it up. But we're going to have to address it. Ham radio's been a part of American culture since 1915. So we're responsible for this hobby, and we're going to have to get it going back in the right direction. One thing, we got to mentor these new techs and get them into other avenues of radio. These guys are buying a handheld and they're getting bored with it, and I can see why. I keep a radio in the truck. This little trip to Azle I've said in other videos, I've made it with a radio in the truck and hit every repeater in every town from here to Azle for 2 years, and I made like 4 QSOs. Nobody on the repeaters. Anybody gonna get bored with that? New tech. We're gonna have to constantly keep new tech to keep these guys interested. Now, before y'all start crucifying me and blaming it on dropping the CW requirement or too much FT8 or POTA or whatever. Guys, we've had this hobby going a long time. We've added new modes and new technology. I haven't seen any of them taken away. You can still run CW. You can still run single sideband phone. You can run AM phone. But if FT8 brings people in and they enjoy doing it, I got no problem with it. I've run FT8. I do FT8 some. I'm not a big fan of it. But I'm not knocking it. My deal is single sideband phone. I've yet to have anybody run FT8 up in the area where I'm running single sideband phone. And I've yet to hear anybody running single sideband phone down in the digital FT8 area. You've got an avenue. We've got different modes. Pick something you like and stop the snarky comments, especially to these new guys, because they're not going to put up with it. They're not going to stay in the hobby if they get constant bombarded with snarky comments, or you shouldn't be on FT8, or you're running the wrong radio, that's a starter radio, whatever. We've got to get these guys interested in this hobby to keep them dumbers in it. I'll tell you why. This is my opinion only. When I got in this hobby in 1990, we had sad hams then. But you know what was the difference in sad hams then and sad hams now? In 1990, only ham radio operators knew about sad hams. Nobody else did. People give you snarky. I got snarky answers and all kinds of crap said to me when I got into this hobby. But nobody knew it but ham radio operators. Now, with social media, and you got people being snarky on social media, I promise you there's somebody out there compiling records just waiting for our numbers to dwindle enough to go to the FCC. Hey, look, this is what y'all got using these bands. We can pay y'all this much money for them and get better use out of them. Better think about what we're doing here. This is a great hobby. We need to encourage people to stay in it and get new people in it, young people in it. Now, we'll say something else on that, and I want every one of you to think about what I'm saying right here. I'm 65 years old. I just turned 65 Wednesday. Not telling you that for birthday wishes or nothing like that. I'm telling you that for this reason. I've been around large groups of people. It's always been a hobby of mine to observe people. I've spent 23 years in the military working with people. I started out in retail in the old school Sam Walton Walmart, where we had to understand our customers and customer service, and you dealt with people in the public all the time. And it's always been a thing, man. When I'm in a group of people, I observe people. And I've noticed this the last several Hamfests I've been at, and I really noticed it today at this one. And I want every one of you to listen to this statistic. I'm 65 years old. I'm willing to bet you that if you looked at everybody that went to that Hamfest today, the 65-year-old and up crowd outnumbered the under 65 crowd probably pretty good. Now, I saw some young people there. I really did. But I saw a whole lot of my age and up. Now you think about that. How many more license renewals my age and up's got in them? How much longer we're going to be active in this hobby? I plan to be around a while, but a whole lot of them are not going to be. And we got to get some youth coming in to this hobby and renewing their license and staying in it, or we're going to end up losing it. We're our own custodians of ham radio, and we've got to take better care of it. All right, that's all I'm going to say about that. Y'all remember Main Trading Company in Paris, Texas? I don't know what Richards got fixing to happen, but they said they fixing to make some big announcements. So y'all be watching their web page, watching their website, watching their Facebook page. Got an MFJ review video in the works for my next video. Hit 1,200 and I think 1,270 subscribers now. Guys, appreciate it. We hit 1,300. We're going to do another giveaway. This is KB5 MIQ Big Boy 73. Hey, it's KB5 MIQ Big Boy here with Digital Rancher Robert. Tank Radio.
Yeah!
Here at Fort Worth Hamfest.
Cowtown, baby.
Hey, y'all check their channels out. We'll put a link to their channels in the description. Thank y'all guys, appreciate it. Little shot here of the Hamfest. Old Tank Radio back there. Here at Fort Worth Hamfest. Cowtown Hamfest, Forest Hill, Texas. There's Robert, Digital Rancher, looking at some stuff.